Now, quickly, quickly, go get your taxi. Quickly, quickly. I think someone should find out who let a taxi drive into the building. I think that's something that we should be exploring. But yeah, if you don't know me, my name is Ben Hodge. I am very honoured and privileged to be here today at Sparkle Online. I am so happy to be with all of you. I am a trans man, and my pronouns are he, him. And I want to talk to you. I'm a stand-up comic, and there's a lot of things that I think have been quite funny in the last year about COVID. A lot of things that I've discovered about myself within kind of the coronavirus pandemic. I've discovered that I've started to live my life by just three C's: COVID, corduroy, and crying. But what I've discovered in the pandemic is that I love things that are retro. I'm really, I said corduroy. I've become a double corduroy wearer. Is that worse than double denim? We'll never know. I've become someone who loves going on Depop, who loves going to vintage shops. And I love eras like the 80s where, you've got films like The Breakfast Club, The Lost Boys, you've got great music that came through the 80s. And, we remember all these positive things through the clothing, through bringing back, these different things. Yet we forget about the struggles that we face. Like, it's very easy to go and enjoy watching The Lost Boys, but then, we also have to remember that there was an AIDS crisis back then. And I really worry about the day, like in 2035, when young people are going to be coming up and going like, looking at this era where we're in, we've been through one of the biggest civil rights movements ever. We've kind of gone through the Trump presidency. We've explored so many different avenues, and there's going to be young people going, wow, I really wish I could learn a TikTok dance instead of downloading it onto the microchip in my skull. Like, it's something that we're going to have to face. And I think, there's a lot about like retro fashion that I hate, like pre-loved. I hate that phrase, pre-loved. It's such a marketing ploy. It's an awful marketing ploy. Like, you get like a t-shirt that'll have like bean juice on it from 1985, beer from Woodstock, and some seller would just be like, it has character. Like, it's not something I'm on board with. And, a lot of our love now for kind of secondhand clothing and pre-loved items is from climate change. But, instead of rallying big corporations to think about their impact and looking at the oil spills, we're wearing clothes our grandparents died in. Like, it's not something that I want to be on board with for long. And, being a plus sized man, I'm looking for a lot of plus size clothes, or as I call them, sized. And, you go to places like Cow in the Northern Quarter, right? And there's no clothes my size there. It's all like smalls and mediums. Like, did this place literally forget that their name is Cow? I mean, come on. And I think, there's a lot that should be said about nostalgia and kind of us loving things that are nostalgic. And I think as a trans community, we sometimes struggle with nostalgia, because nostalgia can bring back those really, difficult times for us. But I just wished that our nostalgia for the past wouldn't come from awful bleach jumpers and crop tops that some kid has just cut up in the middle of their living room. And there's a lot that is kind of going on in this pandemic, and I want everyone to know that there are people out there who are behind you. If you are watching this at home and you are isolating, or if you do feel isolated, if this lockdown has made it difficult, I want you all to know that we're behind you. And, maybe you can't speak to me through a computer screen, but I want you to know that there are people who are here for you, and people who want you to succeed, and people who want better for all of us. And hopefully when Sparkle Weekend comes up next year, we can celebrate and we can really go forward and, have a great get together and truly celebrate our transness. But hopefully before next year, we've still got quite a lot to celebrate today. So we are so proud to have partnered with the Manchester College and UCEN Manchester, better get that right, to deliver Sparkle Online. So it's so thankful for them. It's with a great honour that we present this showcase of some of the college's most talented theatre students.